evening, and welcome back to an edition of the MyT Sports Podcast. I am your host, the one and only talent, El Idolo Deportivo Taylor. As you can see, it's another Fuego day in the hottest city in the world, coming at you live and direct from the MyT Studios in South Florida. If you already heard it begin the show, oh maybe not, I didn't meant to begin the show. It is December 12th. We got Thanksgiving in about 13. Christmas. T-minus 13 days to Christmas. Oh, man, I hope you guys are prepared. Not for nothing, I think I bought one thing so far, and that's only been something for my niece. Everybody else, I need to start ordering stuff now just to make sure it gets on time. I don't know why I've been procrastinating. It's been in my inbox for like a week now, and I just haven't pulled the trigger. My bad. I'm an a-hole. But let me make up for all of that, right? We got a big show we're going to get into. We want to get directly into that show immediately. But we don't start off any single show without having our nice little birthday party. Yeah, you know what's coming. And you know what that is. Basically what we do here is that we give a birthday shout out to everybody that had a birthday since the last time that we was on the air. Now, what that means is that we had the weekend to take care of. So we had some party people. So we had some party people, right? On top of that, wait, I said the weekend already, right? So that means, and then also that means we're covering 3 days as well. What's going on, cuz? Oh, you get your birthday shout-outs on Wednesday. Your birthday shout-outs is coming on the Wednesday show. Yeah, my cousin just popped up in the room. What's going on, sis? I see you too. I got all kinds of familiar pop up in the room. Right, so basically we had a 3-day weekend, right? Or basically it's 3 days of birthdays that we're covering. So we getting everybody for birthdays for the 10th, the 11th, and the 12th. Hey, yo, DJ MyT, go ahead and help me out here. That's all we got. Okay. I mean, I can't get a little bit extra on that one. It is a birthday celebration, by the way, just say. All right, whatever. You like that? I like that. You like that? I like that. We about to bring this back again. You know the liquid means rewind, the gun check mean forward. You requested it, so. You know what we do here. We give a birthday shout out to everybody that had a birthday the last time we was on the air. So we covering birthdays for the 10th, we covering birthdays for the 11th, and we covering birthdays for the 12th. Now, luckily for us, we got some light work coming up this weekend. I don't know what was going on. Listen, you know what? I wouldn't want to have a birthday either during the ugly sweater party. My bad. I didn't mean to miss the ugly sweater party. But your boy's a little under the weather. Woke up with a little tingle in the throat. That's the reason right now I'm drinking some lime, honey, and some Jamaican white rum. Yeah, I hope you guys are ready. Right? Make sure you roll up and roll out. You know how we do here in the MyT Sports Podcast. If we starting the party up, you make sure you get your party on right. If you got something to sip on, you pour your sippy sip in your sippy cup. If you got something to smoke on, you break something up in your smoky smoke. And let's go ahead and have ourselves a good show. Cheers to you. Ooh, that's liquor. Let's get it, because it's your birthday. We said it's your birthday. It's your birthday. It's your birthday. It's your birthday. But because it's your birthday, we sing happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. I just told you we actually got some late work for the birthdays right now, because we had no birthdays for the 10th, we had no birthdays for the 11th, and these only birthdays we have is for right now, all the way live on the 12th. On the 12th day of December, you know what they gave to me? 2 birthdays. I want to say the first birthday shout out to Bob Carter. Bob Carter, and you guys may understand it. Bob Carter is actually my diction coach. Pause. I don't know what you just heard, but let me break this down for you. He is the person that taught me how to articulate words a whole lot better and enunciate some of my goose fried bras. You understand, when I'm over here projecting my voice, talking and reading off of a monitor. He's the guy that helped teach me that. He was my diction teacher. Courtesy of the Connecticut School of Broadcasting. Your boy's certified. You guys don't even understand what goes on here. After that, you guys come here willy-nilly. I throw a couple of things in the firework, and I'm like, hey, yo. Nah, it's not. Where Cuz go? Where Cuz go? How you gonna leave before? I think he came for the birthday shout out. He realized, yo, I got no birthday shout out today. Don't worry though, we got one coming for you tomorrow. Yo! That's liquor. Yeah, the voice is soothing up right now. I can feel it already. I can feel it in the air. I can hear it in my voice. Oh yeah, we coming back. Right? So I want to say happy birthday to Bob Court. And then also today, right? Special birthday, right? Special birthday, right? Because today we also have a birthday for one Richard Kushner. Now, Richard Kushner, you know better as Richie, aka the owner of Sharkies. Yes, folks, that Richard Kushner. I wanted my levels a little higher, but I'm going to regret that. I could have just done the old-fashioned way. Right, so I want to say happy birthday to Richard Kushner as well, owner of Sharkies. He's the reason why you see us every Wednesday live at Sharkies. You know what I mean? He gave us the blessing to go ahead and express our creativity, our creative artistry, our creative mastery outside of Sharkies, so that we can now just have a pod, but also bring the people saying that they like, and the people they like Sharkies. You already know every single Wednesdays, ladies drink free from 9 to 10, and then from 10 to 12 is 2 for 1s. You already know that's the spot. Then you got the show going on. We got trivia that goes on that days. We give away prizes. You love the prizes. You know you're gonna want the prizes, right? So Richard Kushner, definitely he gets a very special birthday shout out. So let's go ahead and run through them again, right? We got one Bob Carter. We got another birthday shout out to Richard Kushner, right? And we want to wish you both a happy birthday. We hope you party hard, you enjoy everything, you regret nothing. Listen, you own a bar, so I'm hoping that you really got your party on. Sorry I couldn't be. I was a little. I'm not joking. A little under the weather. Like, this is not even alcohol. Like, literally. Like, that's lime. That's I can't even get it. Y'all can't even see all that. But that's lime. That's some lime juice, right? Some honey and some Jamaican white rum. Like, that's all that is right there. That just help keep the throat so. Because I don't know if I was gonna be able to talk to you guys for 3 hours without this whole entire thing going to wreck. Like, this is the best I've felt since Saturday. Like, I woke up Saturday and I was just like, hey, yo, Mitch. Hey, I can't come in today. I ain't no glaucoma. Yeah, I woke up feeling like one of those. But your boy's all right now. Your boy's good. He's rolling. He's moving on. He's trucking along now. So let's go ahead and take care of a little bit of business, right? It's just a little bit of business because you guys know what happens here. Beginning of the show, right after the party, we have to handle some business. Right now, if you don't know, the Mighty Sports Podcast is brought to you by Blue Chew. What is Blue Chew? Blue Chew just happens to be a little blue pill that can get you back your throat. All you got to do is open up a pack and head straight to the side. Just a few chews before you do. It has the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis. So trust when I say this is one opportunity that you just can't miss. For a very low cost, you can beat it up like a boss. And she would love how you come through like a champ when you Blue Chew in advance. And if you use my promo code of GSSS, again, that is GSSS. Again, that is Golf Sierra. That is Ghost, right? Like go shorty, right? You can get your first order of Blue Chew for free. Yes, folks, for the free. All you do is go to bluechew.com, enter the promo code GSSS, answer a few questions, bada bing, bada boom. Next thing you know, you got some Blue Chew in the room. Now, how you do it when you're on that Blue Chew, that's up to you. Whether you want to do your LL Cool J and doing it well, or you want to hit it up like Lionel Richie, where you're doing it all night long. Whatever your style is, you understand. Blue Chew is for you. And remember, it's not for the guys that need it either. It's for someone that just want it. You just want to do all that extra stuff that you said you wanted to do in the DMs. Holla at you, Blue Chew. Drinking a little too much, got with dick, Blue Chew it. You understand the kind of problems that Blue Chew can relieve out of one's life. No more stress when you Blue Chewing with the rest. Let's get out of here. Let's get back into the podcast, right? So let's handle some business, right? As you guys know that before we get into into the real sports of the podcast. We hit into a topic that tends to take us left field. The first scheduled time for us to go left field in the day, we actually have a schedule, and that is our MyT topic of the day. And our MyT topic of the day basically is a topic that supersedes all topics, right? So let's go ahead and get right into it. MyT. Yeah, this is a triple MyT. Actually, you know what? MyT. You have to get this 5 stars. This may get 5 stars because this one was revolved around a passing of an individual, right? A key member in the basketball community. Rest in peace. Paul Silas, 3-time champion, multiple-time All-Star, coach. His son is now a coach, if I'm not mistaken, right now in Houston, maybe? If I'm not mistaken. Right? It's crazy as I'm looking at Coach Silas, right? And I could be a dumbass for this. I could be a dumbass for this. But I'm looking at Alex. I know this guy already passed. But to me, and remember, I confuse people all the time. He resembles that old school coach from Georgetown, that coach Patrick Ewing and Allen Iverson. But he recently passed too, and I can't remember his name either. But rest in peace to Paul Silas, right? To Coach Silas, as you know, he leaves many loved ones along, and many loved ones past, and memories of a lot of individuals that he was actually able to help, touch, motivate, and just inspire. Again, rest in peace, Paul Silas. He will be missed by many. Let's make sure all the audios is working well here. Make sure you guys can hear me. I know you already hear, right? Like the Jada Kiss coming out, and I feel like, your boy's getting the raspy on real early. It's alright though. Maybe he came up with the right though, bigger dick. I don't know. It should have been alright though. I put a lot of money up. I'm hating. Never feel this way again. I wish you never understand the things you put. Okay, let me stop. Yo, Ghost is my dude. Yo, I got a boy that wants to come up here and talk hip hop, but I'm letting you guys right now. When we talking hip hop, there are 2 names that if you don't mention to me, maybe 3, as the unconventional at some point in time, as like some unconventional rappers that you like, maybe whether they're popular or not, and then we gonna have some serious talks, because like one of them to me is obviously Busta Rhymes, right? Ghostface Killah is another one of my dudes, and so is Talib Kweli. Like really, like those 3 right there, I would love to hear all 3 on the track. Busta, Ghost, and Talib on a Kanye beat. Rise, Clyde Bummerhorn. We're stuck in it. You understand? That's a track I'll probably play 50 times straight before I go on to another song. I told you guys to roll up and roll out. So I hope you guys are following along. Come follow me. Come follow me. It's time for us to take a little road trip. Let's go a little 305 in the city, right? Let's take this trip. Here it comes. Here it comes. Here it comes. Here it comes. MyT 305 my city. I keep the pulse of the city. Where it's Knicks, Heat, the Nets of Magic. We talk about it, done good or trash. It could be the Bills, Bucks, Jets, Jags, Giants, and fans. We talk about it all. The losses, all the wins. Yankees, Marlins, Mets, and the Rays. We talk about them all day, all day. We about to die on the I-95. 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 Let's go a little 305 to my city for real. Let's get it. Have you guys been watching? I know you. You know what we do here. You know what we like to do here. Right now, we gonna talk everything from Miami all the way back up to Brooklyn and back all the way through. We understand from 305 to my city, to the city that I'm born into, the city that I live in. We coming through. let's start this off. We don't want to. Let's start our journey off in Florida today.
On camera in Florida.
Florida man decided to bring an alligator with him while making a beer run.
That's no weed and cocaine.
2 in a row. Oh yeah, baby. 2 in a row. What am I talking about? Oh, we was hitting me a while ago. We got Tua game in a row where Tua got a tongue twister, has officially lost. And I know you're sitting like, damn, T, why you hating like that? Because I'm a Jets fan. Have you not forgotten that we fly high? Now, granted, right? There's not a lot as a Jets fan for us to even talk about. So I'm not gonna go deep there right now. We gonna fly back around. Trust me, we gonna double back around. But right now we gonna stay in the place with the pliers and putas. And while it seems that Tua got a tongue twister, Miami Dolphins have been very good of keeping themselves from not being distracted while at home, surrounded by the pliers and putas. This has been, I want to say, the portion of the schedule that a decent amount, right? That the hold up, wait a minute, pause, don't like pump your brakes, don't rush into it. Group of people, right? The skeptics of Tua. This is where they really wanted to see what happened, right? And we talked about this, right? We talked about this last week. And listen, yo, can I tell you? Our record right now for the picks is looking real good. Our record this week is not just my picks. The automated picker 8,000 came away with only 2 losses as well. I came away with only 2 losses. I keep telling you guys, when I'm really focusing, right? I'm grabbing my dick right now. Right? When I'm really focused. Or, yo, did Kyler Murray just get injured trying to slide? Pause, cut the music. Like, I didn't even think I was gonna have to use this, but the MyT injury report. Oh man, that sucks. Tua got a tongue twister, and I hope this is direct.
Hey, lady!
Whoa. Calm down. Trying to get me banned. Tua got a twin sister. Kyler should have played baseball Murray. It looks like he just went out with an injury. I don't have my captions on, so I can't even tell you what they may be saying. Hold on, where's my closed caption? I forgot. I'm getting this through the Black channel. Hold on 1 second. Let's see what we got here. Kyler injury. Let's see what they got for us. Cardinals. So he left the field with a knee. Oh, this happened on the first drive of the game? Well, I'd say I wasn't watching from the beginning. This is even something. Okay. All right. Now, ladies, all right? This is interesting, right? And everybody else, you can listen to it. As we take a break, right, from my little road trip from 305 to the city, right? We hop in the G8, right? This is season 8, right, Rob? We hop in the G8 real quick, and we take our butt down over to Arizona, and we try to get ourselves a nice little quick report. But the New England Patriots are currently taking on the Arizona Cardinals, and can I tell you, having Tom Brady on Tampa Bay, but then also having New England just kind of out there. Sometimes I be thinking that Tom Brady is playing twice in a week. My brain is still tying him into New England sometimes. But okay. Not only did Kyle should have played baseball, Murray got injured, right? Got injured in the first drive, it says. And he was carted off with a knee injury and hasn't been back since. With a non-contact knee injury at that. Damn, that sucks. See, I thought he was trying to slide. Oh my God. I just realized what happened. I'm over here, thinking he's trying to slide, and no, he... Oh, that sucks. That sucks. But you know what though? Arizona was having a horrible year anyway. If I'm not mistaken, the Cardinals were one of the teams from that made the playoffs last year that wasn't going to make it again this year. Yeah, look at it. Their record is 4-8. Yeah. They were having a horrible season. So this is probably going to be it for Kyler Murray. He's not going to rush back. They're not going to rush him back. It just sucks that while he's injured and obviously has nothing to do, he is going to get criticized for being injured and playing video games. I'm telling you, it's a coming. If you don't see it already, right? Oh, it's a coming. Kyle should have played baseball. Murray is going to get heat for playing video games. Now, the other interesting part about this, right? As I'm thinking that Kyler Murray probably just got injured, like this, maybe in the end of the second quarter, maybe beginning of the third. Like I said, I've been doing the podcast, getting ready for the podcast. I haven't been really watching or listening. And plus, you heard what I just gave you guys. I gave you guys fire a while ago. That's the first MyT production like that. You heard, I gave you a headbanger. Oh, I'm going to play it again. Because we ain't done talking about him. Pulling up my socks. We about to get to work. These knee highs. Yo, seriously, these socks are really coming up to my kneecaps. Knee high. Oh, yeah. Muy tu es loco. Muy es loco. Loco de cabeza. All right, let's get back. Oh yeah, so I was watching this Arizona game, right? The Arizona New England game. It's interesting to see that Arizona is actually hanging on in this game. Currently, the score is 13-13, with just about 9 minutes left to go in the third. We're gonna keep an eye on this game because Bill Belichick is normally known for making inexperienced quarterbacks look like caca. I'm pretty sure he came in here with a game plan for Kyler Murray. Wasn't expecting a game plan for, I don't know who's backing him up. Mr. Trubisky. Roddy White. Cam Newton. What? Yo! It's a wrap for Cam, ain't it? Right? I think we just have to come to the, yo, I look high as fuck in my videos. That shit. No, that doesn't work. I do be looking high as fuck in my videos. I know you see me in the video, true. I know you hear me on the stereo, true. But you still don't give me no affection. And listen to what your girlfriends mention. He's a slut, he's a hoe, he's a freak. And got a different girl every day of the week. It's true, and I try to put a rush on you. I'm trying to let you know that I got a crush on you. I think you know who the hell you are. Ooh. You so fine, you blow my mind. God damn! It's the white rum in there. That's what that is. Whoa. I mean, bumbaras. Every time. It's like, I feel like Popeye eating spinach. It's like, You know what? Fuck you, phone. Look, you see, that's my phone making fun of me. You're like, my phone is like, you funny. What was that? Did I just get anyway? What kind of I'll look at these notifications later. Let's get back into it. Can we bring that back up so that we can finish off our little road trip? Second time ever. Here it comes. It's my first time doing anything like this. MyT 305 my city. I keep the pulse of the city. Where it's Knicks, Heat, the Nets of Magic. We talk about it, gonna good or tragic. It could be the Bills, Bucks, Jets, Jags, Giants, and Fins. We talk about it all. The losses, all the wins. Yankees, Marlins, Mets, and the Rays. We talk about them all day, all day. We about to die on the I-95. 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 Still part of my city. Let's continue to get it. All right, let's continue to get it. Y'all really didn't even need to get all that. Y'all really just need
Caught on camera in Florida.
Florida man decided to bring an alligator with him while making a beer run.
I smoke weed and cocaine.
Damn right I do. Not me. Let's go. Okay, so Tua got a tongue twister, right? This is the part, like, he goes up to San Francisco to get tested, and this is the part of the season that Tua skeptics were really kind of waiting for. Yeah, that's where we were at. In case you guys were trying to remember, like, oh yeah, that's right. I got you. And when I was making my prediction about this week, I kind of forgot for a second that they're already in LA. And that's how they took a loss last week. We're changing times, right? Kind of changing climate a little, kind of, sorta, maybe. I mean, what's weird, right? Because I hear a lot of people talking about, like, the weather from Florida to Cali, and it was probably like 60 compared to 80. Well, right now it's 60 degrees. Right now it's 62 degrees. Maybe the 62 degrees felt a little bit different, maybe a little bit more chill, whatever. But it shouldn't be that much of a cold difference that you can't function. This is how I feel. Like 62, because remember, they play in Florida. Not all of them are from Florida. It takes years for your body to fully adapt. Especially if you're stubborn about it. It can take a full decade for your body to adapt to starting to feel cold in 60-degree weather. And I don't think a lot of people in South Florida even feeling cold in 60-degree weather. Like, you guys let me know, right? I know I got a bunch of Floridians. We got access again on Wednesday too. When it's 62 outside, are you cold? Because that's perfect weather. That's beautiful weather. That's enough weather for you to be outside, chill, and never work up a sweat. You know what I mean? Unless you really working up a sweat. That's that weather that if you are outside working up a sweat and it got any nice little kind of coolness or breeze, man, that is like instant relief. And it's at a temperature where even after sweating and busting your ass, when you're cooling down, you don't ever really feel cold. You just cooling down. So I didn't believe that the weather should have played that much of a difference. But maybe it did. Maybe I'm ignorant to it. But like I said, a lot of people aren't Florida born. They're not from here. They're not born and raised here. Maybe Tua because he's born, or maybe because of the Hawaii thing. So maybe it's a little bit different for him. But for a lot of those players, but you know what? Tua is the guy that we're talking about, isn't it? I-E-E-I-O. But he did go to school in Bama. And man, oh man. I know Bama normally pushes out players. But I can't remember them pushing out quarterbacks, wide receivers, and running backs like this. Maybe it's just me. I could have swore I always remember them being a deep. Actually, I'm not lying. I'm not joking here. They were always pushing out great defenders, right? And their quarterbacks were always kind of mediocre. Man, look at what those Bama quarterbacks are doing now. Look at what these Bama quarterbacks are doing now. Every single last one of them is in playoff contention right now. The bottom of the barrel is Mac Jones. And we know that he's playing with a handicap. Because it still look like playing for Bill Belichick as a young quarterback is like playing for Tom Thibodeau as a young point guard. You gonna be manhandled. You gonna be micromanaged. You know what I mean? Like, you gonna be over supervised and restricted at that. So let's continue. Right? Let's continue rolling the ball out. The Miami Dolphins, they go into LA to play the Chargers, right? And that was last week, and they end up taking that loss. And I forgot for a second that they're already in LA. So one of my thought patterns when I was picking this game last week against San Francisco was that, you know what? I think New England just scored a defensive touchdown. Number 10, isn't that Hopkins? He fumbles the ball, running with it from one hand. And you know the crazy thing about it? The dude didn't even hit him. Like, he hit the hand or hit the ball or anything. He just dropped out juking. Technique, my son. Technique, my boy. Look at that. Look at that. Yeah, the guy didn't even hit the ball. Didn't even hit the hand. He really flat out just tackled Hopkins, and Hopkins fumbled because he's running around it. He's running around with it like this. Sorry, you know I be feeling my own music. Listen, there's a reason why I pick these songs, right? I be feeling it my damn self. Like there's something about them that catch my eye. I'm like, ooh, look, a piece of candy. Ooh, look, a piece of candy. Ooh, look, a piece of candy. Ooh, look, a nugget of weed. Ooh, look, a nugget of weed. Ooh, look, a nugget of weed. Makes me want to do like some, like what's that? You know, I'm trying to. There we go. That Pulp Fiction dance. Ooh. I just got a Halloween idea. But that Pulp Fiction dance scene, like this gives me that Pulp Fiction dance scene vibes. Now you guys tell me what you think. You guys let me know what you think. So let's continue to roll out. This was supposed to be the test portion of the year for Tua. Now granted, right? Jets, Dolphins, Bills, Patriots, we're all playing the same teams, right? So even Giants, Water Closet, Philly, and Dallas, right? It said that both divisions kind of have easy schedules. Well, in that easy schedule is still some challenges. And while they've gained momentum, they've done what, and all of them, for the most part, have done what they're supposed to do and beat the majority of those bad teams, and then steal a couple of wins here. You know, this is why our division is so tough. But you still have to win those games. And at least the Jets are not winning those games, right? Everybody's winning those games right now. These tests, these ones right here, against the Chargers. These ones right here against San Fran. These are the real tests. Because San Francisco 49ers and Shanahan, right? If I'm not saying it's Kyle. Oh, Colt McCoy? Colt McCoy? Sorry, I had to hit the group text a while thing. Hold up. Colt McCoy? Wow. I'm not gonna lie. Colt McCoy is always one of those guys that I kind of don't really bring up, or he's always in my mind that I'm always bringing up jokingly, right, about players. But I didn't realize Colt McCoy was still in the league. This is really disrespectful to Cam Newton. Because, wow. And he balked on him. I don't know who it is that took that shot down the middle. That was McBride. Is that their other tight end? Big dude caught it. They caught him and they leveled him. All shoulder to shoulder, too. No helmet on helmet. Just a good, clean hit. Depleted him. McBride was shook. He was like, oh, god damn, what hit me? Baby, what day is today? Sir, you're still on the football field. I don't think I can play today, coach. The game's already started. Oh man, this is so interesting. But I see tonight, Trey McBride, 3 receptions, 28 yards. So he may be one of Colt McCoy's early favorites or go-to targets. This is really, really a phenomenon to me. Like Colt McCoy, out of all people, Colt freaking McCoy. Wow, like Cam really can't. Hey, y'all really don't want no part of Cam. Like none. But Colt McCoy got them in this game still, 20-13. And if it wasn't for that defensive, and if it wasn't for that fumble by Hopkins, right, that got New England to do the scoop, do the fumble scoop return, right, or the scoop and return, then we still talking about possibly a tie game, or even Arizona still having the ball and continuing their drive, possibly coming to the end of their drive right now in the red zone. Whew, depleted. They showed it again. Jeez, he got knocked. He got blindsided. His ass bag came out. Look at that. Yeah, I think his ass bag deployed. I'm telling you right now, the ass bag. It is a very underutilized feature accessory. Right? And we gonna have to start deploying some ass bags out there, because that was one right there where I'm telling you right now, he wish he had an ass bag. Yo, I seen they made an ass bag for elderly people. Right? For elderly people that fall a lot, they got ass bags for elderly people now. And for you shit talkers, there's still the matching chin and chest bag. for you shit talkers with the glass jaw. Let's continue down this road, right? Watching Colt McCoy scramble. Ooh, gets caught before he even. Then there's a penalty flag coming in from the backfield. Let's see what happens here. All right. So, Tua finally, I can't say he finally got tested, but this was going to be a big test against one of the Shanahan's, right? Then you're talking about a San Francisco team that's a consistent playoff contending team, right? That and they're a team that know how to win with their quarterback, without their quarterback, with a first string, a second string, a third string. Like San Francisco, like they don't care. They don't care. They don't care. They just find a way to win. They don't care. Now, they still have their weapons, Deebo Samuels and Christian McCaffrey. If I'm not mistaken, if I remember correctly, Deebo Sanders ended up leaving that game as also with an injury. So everybody be careful of that, especially you fantasy owners that are going into the playoffs right now, or in the playoffs. Right, you have to go find yourself some nice little substitute. For the people that's in my league, you better find yourself some decent substitute, because remember, bench points matter. So if you're sounding like, yo, I'm going to hold on to because you're going to be back the next week, you're going to take that 0 in there somewhere. That's all I'm saying. Tua didn't have a. I'm trying to be nice. I want to say that he didn't have a bad game. He just didn't have one of his impressive games. Like, and we got a little bit of it all, right? You saw them challenge the corners, and you saw them challenge the corners early, and you saw with Tyreek Hill, and you see them break up, and you saw them break up those early passes, and you see them keep on trying it until they finally, which is what you do, right? You figure you try it 10 times, you're gonna break one eventually. There was a fumble in there that happened that they scooted out to Tyreek Hill, and he pulled the reverse, and he ran it in for a touchdown as well. Other than that, there really wasn't much to the Miami Heat offense. And listen, I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna revel just a little bit, right? Because I know my team sucked this week, right? But at least we looked professional. Giants, Dolphins, Tampa Bay. At least we look like professionals. And man, I can't wait to tell you about this quarterback of ours. I can't wait to tell you about this hard white quarterback. Like seriously, pause. But I really can't wait to tell you about this quarterback because he is really fly for a white guy. Like in whatever manner that he has already won his locker room. If there was anybody in that locker room that was kind of skeptic, he won them over with last night's performance. If there was any Jets fan that was like, man, he won them over with last night's performance. And while you still may think that, and listen, we all know it, that you still have to upgrade him, he still should have won you over with his performance. It wasn't the kind of performance that Tua did this past week. And it definitely wasn't the kind of performance that Tua did in week 1, right? In that major comeback against Baltimore. Whatever week that was. Week 1, week 2, whichever one, the beginning of the season. Right? It wasn't that explosive kind of offense, but it was just as galvanizing. Well, now it sounds, and the opposite is kind of happening for Tua, where the critics are starting to bark a little bit louder. Right? You lose 2 in a row. And they're going to talk, obviously, right? Let's see, what were Tua's numbers? Tua put up, and I know that he didn't make it into the club. Right? Let's put it this way. Tua was 10 for 28. 145 yards, 1 touchdown. Second leading rusher on the team at 28 yards. And Tyreek Hill led all receivers with 4 receptions for 81 and a touchdown. Nobody had over 32 yards after that. So they finally struggled against what's considered a playoff contending team. I would even go as far to say that San Francisco, for the last 5 years or so, however long it's been, have been more than just a playoff contender. They've been a low-key Super Bowl contending team. Like, they've been missing the pieces, but they make sure that you work for them and they're there every year, or they make it to the second. They are a Super Bowl contending team. When you're that consistent when you're playoffism, and you can basically get there every year, and you're retooling, and your offense is great, and the defense is great, and the offense keeps adding pieces, and you get these Swiss Army knives. Making it to the playoffs and getting these double-digit wins 5 seasons in a row, however many, 5 out of the 7 seasons, 4 out of the last 6, however many it is. That's consistency. Most franchises would die for at least that beginning level of consistency with their organization. Now, the thing about I'm gonna move on from Tua, right? they have their next game. They probably should win. Where did I have that at? Yeah, their next game. No, I'm lying. They may be on a 3-game losing streak. They may. We're gonna talk about this in a minute. They could very possibly finish the season with a 6-game losing streak. It's very possible. It's very possible. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. It's very possible. Or even one out of your last 6 games. It's very possible. It's very, very possible. We're gonna talk about that a little bit later. We're gonna talk about all of that a little bit later. Let's continue, right? Let's head over to Tampa Bay real quick, right? So we weren't
Come on,
done.
camera in Florida.
Florida man decided to bring an alligator with him while making a beer run.
I smoke weed and cocaine.
So now we have Tom Brady and Tampa Bay over here, right? And they are taking on oh yeah. Funny. San Francisco 49ers. Funny. And they just flew to San Francisco to do this. Funny. The exact same reason why I forgot about that. I picked Tampa Bay to lose. I picked San Francisco to win for the very reason why. Wait, Tampa Bay picked San Fran? And it was Miami with LA? See, I had that backwards. I don't know why I thought they were in San Fran this week. And it still didn't matter. The Miami Dolphins. See, actually, I take this back. I'm starting to remember now. They played a team that was missing like 6 key members on like their defense. Well, like 4 key members on their defense and 2 key members on their This wasn't the best outing for them. After being embarrassed by San Francisco, you can actually explain, right? That was their first game in Cali, right? They were still getting used to things. They're playing up Super Bowl contending team, and they lost. You can explain that. The Chargers lost. There's no explanation for that. Like I said, there's a reason why I forgot. I came up here saying that, hey, at least the Jets were looking like a professional team. Out of all of them, right? Out of all the teams we're going to talk about, there was only 2 teams that probably actually looked like a professional team, and the Jets is one of them, and their opponent was the other. Ooh! Look at Rob Gronkowski right down the middle. Wait, I'm sorry, that's not Rob Gronkowski. Now his arms are smaller. Right, but Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they end up having a horrific loss to the San Francisco 49ers. Right, as they lose 35-7. 35-7. Yeah, they went 1 week from the mobile Florida quarterback to the Statue of Liberty quarterback. Tom Brady, 34 completions on 55 attempts, 253 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. And this is one of those games that just had him tap dancing. And again, I know you like to expect sometimes that Tom Brady can overcome it all. San Francisco, change of climate. Now, Tampa Bay gets kind of chilly sometimes. So I don't know how much of a change of climate it was. But let's call it possibly change of climate. The ultimate change of time for America. And you are playing a team that not only do they look at themselves as a championship contending team, when they see you, they see somebody they need to run through and make sure they trample. and back up and trample and back up and trample and back up and trample. So yeah, so we saw both Florida teams go to Cali and get their salad and get their soup spilled. I don't know why I was gonna say they got their salad tossed. Jesus. But yeah, they definitely got this. They definitely got their soup spilled on this one. Now they got their wig pushed back. Oh, that's why I can't find it. I'm trying to take off this knee brace. It's starting to get itchy and uncomfortable. And I don't need it right now while I'm sitting. I think everything has come back to normal. I don't know what I did earlier, but here I was chilling, minding my business, and then all of a sudden, I'm getting ready for the pod, and my knee just don't feel right. And no doubt, like my knee feels like I twisted it or something. I had a light sprain. And I was like, Jesus, I can't be adding myself to the injured list before the podcast. I should have got the ice pack and threw the ice pack on it, but things feel okay now. And plus, I can breathe again and get some air. Before I was getting no air. Jacksonville Jaguars, they had themselves a game as well. Like, I don't even understand what happened this week. Like this really was just one of those weeks where we did great for picks. We really did great for picks. I think the two games that I was wrong on. I know Seattle and Carolina was one. I got Jacksonville right. What was my other loss? I didn't pick the Jets. I knew they was going to get their butt whooped. It was Minnesota. I trusted Minnesota. Only because it wasn't prime time. But we may be coming down to the time of year where every game started to feel like prime time. And if that's the case, I may have greatly underestimated what's happening. So I think it's like the second week in a row that I picked Kirk Cousins in a non-prime time game and I've been burnt. And we may have gotten to the point of the season where they're in first place. Things are really starting to matter. They no longer could play without any mental strain, right? And I'm starting to think that every game may be starting to feel like a primetime game with the record that they have, what they're attempting to go for, and how many games are left in the season. What that little adrenal, right? That is releasing whatever little bit of adrenaline in his body. I think it's starting to expand and open up just a little bit. And the one that he can't take is starting to release his toxins into his system. Jacksonville Jaguars caught themselves a nice win. That's what you can say. Like you know what this is, like a win's a win. Like they caught themselves a nice win against the Tennessee Titans in a game where I told you that I don't believe in Ryan Tannehill just for the simple fact that it's Ryan freaking Tannehill, and for the simple fact that he used to be a Miami Dolphin, and he has been holding this team back since day one. That was crazy that they lose to the Jacksonville Jaguars because it feels like almost every team is in it, I feel like. Right? And the few teams that aren't in it, they're fighters. Like you can't say that you don't feel like almost 90% of the league is filled with teams that are trying to fight. And actually, if you're not making the playoffs and you're trying to prevent somebody still from making the playoffs if you can't, right? Nobody's just tanked. So not a lot of teams just tanked or dialed it in. And the other other crazy part about it, for even some of the team with some of the lower records, right? Their division is in such a way where they are still in contention. Like, excuse me, like the Carolina Panthers, for instance, right? If I'm not mistaken, if they win out, as we continue up to 95, right? If they win out, they basically, I think they could make the playoffs or win their division. Cool. Yeah. Yeah. Shit. Oh, man, I'm telling you, that is spicy. That is really spicy. So Trevor Lawrence, like I said, Trevor Lawrence, also in the Jacksonville Jaguars, they're a team that we've talked about similarly to the Detroit Pistons, right? Detroit Lions, where we've mentioned both teams in the same breath as stating that they're not teams that you want to take lightly. They're not teams that they're going to they're just gonna allow you. They're just gonna lay down and allow you to walk all over them. No, we've been talking about them this whole season, even with a record of 5-8 or something like that. Where are we at? Yeah, we're with a record of 5-8, or coming into this week 4-8. There's still a team that you feel like that you have to fight all the way to the end of the buzzer just to get your dub, and that's not all teams. And you couldn't even have said that about the Jets a couple of years back. You used to be like, pounce them early, get them out of here in the first, or definitely by the third, and everybody else could rest while they think about dinner plans. I mean, when people getting deliveries to the sideline, yo, Uber Eats, Antonio Brown, hey, thanks, bro. No tip? Fuck you. Let me stop. Now, we're gonna end up mentioning Trevor Lawrence's performance a little bit later here on the podcast, because he definitely, if you know where I'm going with this, he definitely put up a performance worth mentioning. Let's bring this in closer. I've seen what's going on here. I'm basically like chilling like this and like, yo, thick camera and shit. I'm not. It's because I got this little sucker over here underneath me. I got this bad boy following me. Let me show you guys what I'm talking about over here. So you guys have an idea. I got this sucker. And I don't know if you can see. See? Like, this sucker follows me. Yeah. So, yeah. I'm over here chilling with this bad boy. And almost forgetting that, yo, get out of frame. Thank you for reminding me. I swear, my phone is something else. My phone is something else. We gotta give a big shout out to my phone makers. And I think my cough syrup is starting to get to me. That's not Jamaican cough syrup. That's true Jamaican cough syrup right there. And every culture has something similar, right? But that's true Jamaican cough syrup right there. Right? Scratchy throat, sore throat, stuff like that. Right? Get yourself some lemon, some honey, right? And gargle with it. You drink it. You just use it to soothe, right? And a little bit of rubbing alcohol. Not rubbing alcohol, but white rum. And I'm pretty sure that white rum was starting to talk to me, because it's starting to feel like every sip I was taking was like a shot, right? Or some kind of mini shot, maybe a half a shot. That's a lot of half a shots, though. I've already had like 4 half shots. At least. Maybe 6. Which means I have like, jeez, no wonder I can't see my eyes. That's my sins, you can't see my eyes. My sins, my man, you can't see my eyes. My sins, my man, you can't see my eyes. You can't see my eyes. You can't see my. 11 o'clock in the morning. I'm lying up in the morning. Okay, let's continue. Let's continue. Mac Jones has really been upset with this whole entire coaching staff. I feel like for the last 3 weeks now, I feel like he's been completely upset with them. And granted, now New England Patriots is up 27-13, but I feel like he doesn't feel like they're setting him up for complete success. And it could really still be them and their philosophy of the baby steps or the babying of him. But even in that, you can have a better teacher of offense for him other than your former special teams coach that you brought back after failing in New York. And also, what is it? Is it a defensive coach for their quarterback? Like, yeah. That just hurt my head trying to figure out how does that even add up. That you have a defensive head coach and a special teams coach as your number 1 and 2 handler of your quarterback and try to teach him offense. I can see why he's upset when you guys have basic run schemes and you guys keep trying to run it and he's like, yo, pass the fucking ball. The run game sucks. They're winning right now. But you can still see the complete frustration all over his face, written all over your face. You ain't got to say a word. You ain't got to say a word. Yeah, so, yeah, it's... Yo, your boy's litty. Yo, my mom love living. For real. Like, yo, I am lit. Hey, let's see these eyes. God damn. Yo, y'all be letting me get this faded on the podcast? Look at these. Look at this. Look at this shit. Yo, I am redded up. And then when we get normal, like I can't even see. Hold on, let me see something. Let me bring this eye level. Okay, let's not block the camera. Oh no, yeah, we are definitely lowbrowed right now. All right, let's continue. Let's continue to roll up and roll out. All right, because I'm just about ready to leave the fine state of Florida. And listen, we're just happy, right? We're just kind of happy because we have no reason to not root for Sunshine and Jacksonville, right? We have nothing against them. But as far as Tampa Bay and Tam Brady, right? Whatever, actually came out perfectly. Actually, I'm gonna have to save that. And what happened to Tua got a tongue twister? The fact that they both took L's. I'll take that all day for no reason. Wait, when I say like that, pettiness should not be above how you celebrate something, especially in sports only, right? Oh no, I am definitely going to take pleasure in the fact that the player that I dislike the most in the NFL, as well as the team that I dislike the most in the NFL, both took L's today or last week. I'm Gucci. Now, the third entity that I hate the most in the NFL right now is on right now. They're winning, but I shouldn't downplay. I shouldn't dismiss them like they're not a threat. They are. Wait, when did I pick this up? Oh no. Oh. That's good. How much time we got left in the podcast? Because at this rate, At this rate, I'm not recording somewhere. What's going on here? With this input over here. Okay, that's better. I don't know if I was recording or not. I feel like I'm recording. What's going on here? I can't tell if Mixlr is recorded. Oh wait, we definitely were. Wait, are you not? Shit. This is the audio that I use. Okay. Oh wait, I'm recording. I keep forgetting your new format. This is twice now you fooled me. This is twice now you fooled me into thinking that you weren't recording. I'm glad I didn't do something drastic. Alright. Maybe I'm just like I do it. He's like, yeah. Oh, hi. I don't know if you guys seen that video yet, but I can relate. All right, let's continue, man. Let's continue with this job. Let's continue with this journey, because we're not quite done here yet. I want to take a little trip up to New York real quick because it was rough. Actually, you know what? Before we go there, let's not leave here without talking about their. Let's not leave Florida without talking about their basketball teams, right? Because there's something interesting going on as well with their teams, and I have to mention this because
Caught on camera in Florida.
Florida man decided to bring an alligator with him while making a beer run.
I smoke weed and cocaine.
right, the Miami Heat. This is actually very. Actually, no. Before we even talk about the Heat, actually, no. Let's start with the Heat. Because whichever Florida team that we talk about, both of them have a worse record than the New York Knicks. And I want Knicks fans to understand that first things first. One team you're supposed to like, yeah, we should have a worse record. We should have a better record than them. Another one you're like, wait, what? We have a better record than the Miami Heat right now. And the Miami Heat are going through their own turmoils where they are looking to try to find and trade for a piece. What piece? They don't quite know yet. Right? Duncan Robinson, he's on the trade block, but
Caught on camera in Florida.
what's his
Florida man decided to bring an alligator with him
What's
while
his
making
actual
a beer run.
I smoke weed and cocaine.
like what's his actual trade value? And what can they get back for him? There are pieces that they want to try to possibly get to help. Maybe not another big man or just like another go-to guard to help out. Like, they were really trying to get Donovan Mitchell. They really were. They really thought that, we need to get ourselves another guy to go along with Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler's now back off of injury, but Jimmy Butler is still a guy that sometimes comes up with the mentality that I'm saving everything that I have for the fourth. I'm going to give you this steadily throughout the game, but then fourth is where I'm going to empty this tank. And granted, but he's too reserved sometimes, or he's a little too passive in like the first 3 quarters. The Miami Heat want to make a move, and they're not sure if they're going to be able to. And there's a word being passed around the Miami Heat organization, right? Or there's a word that is lingering around the Miami Heat that isn't quite lingering around. Oh. Colt McCoy out here running like Kyle should have played baseball Murray, making people crash into each other, and scraggle for the first down. Scraggle. Oh man. I can't. I'm done here. I'm done. Okay, so there's a word floating around the Miami Heat that you'll be surprised to hear about. And you'll be surprised to hear about it in a year where you would think that they have better players than the New York Knicks, right? Their first two guys, Bam and Jimmy, are better than our top two guys, RJ and Julius Randle and Jalen Brunson, right? Number 32, Devin McCourty, 11 straight starts, longest active streak by a defender, and yeah, see, so McCarty went to go tackle him, and he had him wrapped up. And his own player, number 91, came in there to try to like pancake him, but he took out McCarty, jammed his neck, right? And he felt weird, and now McCarty has to go in for the concussion protocol. Current score right now is 27-13. New England Patriots are winning. Oh man, Colt McCoy took a horrible sack. He just lost like 15 yards. New England Patriots are winning 27-13. Yeah, they're starting to dial it up now. Whatever Arizona was doing in the first half, that has been completely shut down. They have made the adjustments. 1.4 seconds to the quarterback. Gosh, darn it. Who was that? Jaquan? Jordan. So, the word revolving around the Miami Heat is tanking. And mind you, it isn't tanking in the sense that we're going to try to get rid of our best players or reduce playing time. 14th and a half sack this season. Ties most in the NFL. Whew. Ooh, sorry. I caught up. And I was in my head for a second. All right. So, now I'm watching. So, let me see. It's 3rd and 13. So, he lost. No, crap. I forgot to check. I didn't get to see how many yards he lost on that sack. Is there a flag on the play? Well, just got a flag on the play. Probably a late hit. Which is crazy what they're doing to my boy Garrett Wilson. They told him he's not in Ohio State no more. Some crazy shit like that. After taking a bunch of late hits, like what I gotta do? See, they need to check these referees, right? Like a late hit's a late hit. Like stop it. Like stop it right now. If he's getting hit late, he's getting hit late. Like what matters what score? See, that's a referee that has a different rooted interest in the game that shouldn't have. And right now, the NFL should be investigating him and getting him off the field. That's what he's doing. They have a way to track everybody else. They have a way to keep a mic on everybody else. I'm pretty sure if he said that you have a way to go ahead back and listen. And if he said that, he should not be coaching. I mean, he should not be refereeing right now in the NFL. I'm sorry. Send him down to the CBA. Send him down to the AFL. All right, like send him down to the NCAA. Send him somewhere. But that type of behavior is unacceptable from a professional referee. And I wish he would have said his name so we could hold it more accountable. And that's ridiculous. And if though we need to make this a place that Garrett Wilson can feel like it's a safe place for him to talk. And all Florida and Miami players, this is always a safe place for you guys to talk. I feel like having seconds when I'm done with this podcast. I ain't gonna lie. I just want a bowl of rice and gravy. As minimal oxtail as possible. Like seriously, listen. I may run a commercial right a little bit later during the changeover, and just get myself a nice bowl and eat that shit right here with some chopsticks on you guys. Like, so the Miami Heat are. The word tanking is floating around the organization. But like I said, but not because okay, we're gonna get rid of this guy, we're gonna get rid of our talented guys and try to start this thing all over again. No, Miami Heat very much want to hold on to the guys that they have as many as they can, right? And continue to build. They believe Bam Adebayo is an asset, but he's small, so they're still possibly looking to get a big man in here, possibly. That is something that you hear the rumors of possibly that want to get a big man to help out with Bam. Let Bam fall back down to the. Let Bam fall down to the 4, and they'll run it that way. But I want to keep him out of the center position, and it's for a good reason, because the NBA isn't getting smaller in skill, even though they are getting smaller in skill. Like they're not getting tinier in skill. Like they're probably getting smaller in build, but they're getting taller in skill. If you don't believe me, let's take a trip up to Disneyland. Right? Let's stay in Florida and take a trip to Disneyland and go to Orlando. Right? And the Orlando Magic. If you're not watching Orlando, you should be watching Houston too. These are two exciting young teams that quite haven't figured out how to win yet consistently. But man, when you watch them, they just as they get more experience, they're getting more excited to watch. And they're sneaking these games and they're beating random good teams that they shouldn't be beating. The Orlando Magic the other day, who did they creep up on? They beat the Toronto Raptors, right? But when you look at the Orlando Magic, it isn't just the fact that they beat the Toronto Raptors. It's that at one point in time on the court, you have Pablo Banchero on the court, right? You have Bol Bol on the court, and you have Mo Bamba. Let me say this again. They have, and go look up these guys' sizes. We're talking about Banchero 6'9", 250. Bol Bol 7'3". Mo Bamba 7 foot 250. 260. Maybe. And they all grab rebounds. They all challenge the rim. They all attack the rim. They all can take you off the dribble. They all can shoot the... I'm telling you right now, I think I can play with Orlando Magic. If I'm playing too, because I don't play team mode a lot. But I feel like, let me start practicing with Orlando.
Caught on camera in Florida.
Florida man decided to bring an alligator with him while making a beer run.
I can start playing with Orlando. They have the right pieces. And Cole Anthony, which still throws me off because of C. Anthony, and I'll be looking for Carmelo Anthony in 2K. And man, after 1 year, Anthony's are retired. Ooh. Right? I got a 2K question for the crowd. Do I want to ask this now or do I want to ask this? You know what? I am going to you guys don't understand. Right? I'm already have questions. I already have stuff. Who's your 2K guy to save? So, I'm going to explain that to you. And we're gonna talk. I'm not gonna talk about that till next year, January 4th, when we do the 500th episode of the MyT Sports Podcast live from Sharkies. All right, and I'll give you some context into it. Who's your 2K guy to save? Basketball, period, right? Or if you play Madden, baseball, like if you play Madden or baseball or hockey, is what I'm trying to say, right? Madden, baseball, whatever you play, right? Who's that person that they're kind of to the end of their ropes in the league for real, and you love them. You've loved them as a fan, and in any way, shape, or form possible, you want to see them get a championship. So you always put this individual on your sports team when playing video games to make sure that this individual can get a championship before they get out in the game. Right? Now, my guy used to be Carmelo Anthony, right? I normally always get Carmelo Anthony. Now he's getting to the point in time where if I can't get him in free agency, I'm not really getting a shot. Like this year, I didn't get a shot to get him. I don't even think I'm in the league right now this year. So, well, I don't know what's gonna happen next year either for 2K. Like I'm gonna ask them immediately if they have him somewhere. But so he was no longer in the league when the season started for me. Yeah, I got ball. I told you guys I was getting ball. Oh, don't even look at me like that. I told you guys as soon as free agency hit, want my chip. Free agency hit. He asked me what name of the 3 people I want. Ball was one of them. Christian Woods was the other one. I was going after. Actually, I'm lying. The person I really wanted. The person I really wanted. This isn't my person to say. This is just a person that I hate going against. And I was like, if I hate going against you, I'm gonna have you on my team based off the way I play. And I may just start you when we do a full court press. But I was trying to get Alex Caruso on my team, and I still may try to trade for him. I guarantee you, he's gonna be the person I try to trade for. Yeah, Alex Caruso was one of the guys I was really trying to get. Right, it was Ball and Alex Caruso, the 2 guys I wanted. But because I couldn't get Alex Caruso, I ended up asking for Christian Wood. Now, versatile, power forward, can shoot, rebound, block, hops, great for video games. You don't have to worry about him thinking on his own. You can just use him for his bare, raw, minimum common denominator skills, right? Now, sorry, they threw a flag. I'm trying to say the punch is being thrown by a Patriots player. Patriots players are mad dirty and they like to do stuff on the referee. I think the referee isn't looking, wait for you to retaliate. Like they hit you with it. Like they throw the belt. Like if the Patriots were a wrestler, they'll be Eddie Guerrero. Like I don't think it gets any realer than that. They're the team that will get the belt thrown into the ring, right? Drop on the mat, throw the belt to you, drop on the mat, act like you got hit by the belt. When the referee turns around, he's like, "Oh, did you just hit me with the belt? Okay, you're disqualified." Like that's them. When they were the cheaters. Let's continue. But yeah, I got ball. And my other guy now that Carmelo Anthony is not able to be gotten is Lance Stevenson. Lance Stevenson's my guy right now. Like he don't gotta do nothing. Like I don't even have to play him. Like granted, I would like him. I give him some minutes. You don't need minutes, my dude. Just go sit back there and chill. J.R. Smith was in the game. I'll get J.R. Smith next too. Like I'm dead ass. On it. Like I really used to love Russell Westbrook, and I would love to get Russell Westbrook a chip, and he'll be a nice piece to get off the bench. Like he'll be just explosive enough to be beneficial. But I don't know if I want to deal with that. No, I gotta look at his contract. I know, right? Right? Like I gotta worry about his personality. No, I'm gonna have to take a peek at his contract, see if he's worth getting. But before any of that, it's Alex Caruso. Alex Caruso, and next after that is gonna be the guy that they made to counteract me, right? And then after that, I'll go after. Wait, who did I just say I was going to go after? Russell Westbrook. I'm never going to remember about Russ. Kyrie used to be one of those dudes too. But I don't want the extra offense that much, right? I really don't. I don't want the guaranteed wins. I want to struggle. I want to have to beat these guys for real. But I need Alex Caruso out of the picture. No. I need him out of anybody else on the Knicks with Tom Thibodeau on my team playing defense. Let's continue. So I was talking about Orlando, right? Yeah, I could play with Orlando for real. Cole Anthony there. He has just enough skills at point guard position. It doesn't really matter who they have at shooting guard. All you gotta do is kind of find somebody that can shoot, maybe, right? And then you just play bully, drive ball, post ball, whatever kind of ball that you need to play with Banchero Ball and Mo Bamba. Oh my God. I saw them on the court at the same time. I was like, wait a minute. When I realized, because I knew Banchero and Ball was on the play, I was like, wait a minute, is that Mo Bamba? I'm like, wait a minute, what's Mo Bamba? Ain't Mo Bamba 7 feet 2? And in the game, you saw Mo Bamba put up a shooter. I'm like, yo, let Orlando get right mentally. Let them start learning how to win some of these games. And I'm telling you right now, Banchero and Cole Anthony are both two guys of the personality that can help change Orlando around. Whatever was going on in Orlando before, they're two guys of the personality that can help turn that around. You add that now with Ball finally getting minutes and him being as hungry as he wants to be. If they get right, if they get focused, if they get the right head coach, whatever it is to get down that path, Orlando's a scary team to play. We talk about Cleveland. Remember how we were talking about Cleveland a couple years back with them piecing together some of their big men? This is some of that same thing. Remember how we've been talking about Oklahoma City, but those guys haven't been healthy yet? This is some of that same thing. They are finding themselves dangerously skilled big men. They had one already. They brought one in off of free agency this year, and they drafted the other one. And now they got 3 of them little aliens. This is crazy. That's like how LeBron James' record is crazy, folks. As he now is up to 37,559 points. Your body hurts to me. This is just bananas, right? Again, we're gonna keep keeping track of this, and when Christmas Day and Christmas passed, this will be a whole lot more. This will be a time that you hear about a whole lot more, but you're gonna keep hearing it right here on the MyT Sports Podcast. You gotta focus. Everything's starting to talk to me. So you know what? Let's go ahead and shift gears. I think we can officially shift gears. Orlando Magic is just a team that you guys need to go ahead and keep an eye on, right? Go ahead, cut that. Yeah, they just a team that you have to keep an eye on. They just haven't learned how to win yet or be consistent, but they have guys with the right mentality, and they're starting to get guys with the right skill set. You combine those two, and they're not that far away from being that team that's kind of hovering around 500. And listen, you can give or take 10 games or whatever. Like I'll spot you 32 and whatever, because it'll be a little bit better than what they've been at, right? 35 and whatever, 40 and whatever. So, tell you, everything's kicking in. These train of thoughts are going. I think they are coming and going faster than I can produce them. Give them a watch. That's all I'm saying. Is give them a watch. Let's shift gears. I don't even like. Oh damn! Why are you so brolic? No, calm down. All right. Let's try this again now. Now, there we go. Much better. We got that next talk. Let's get into our next portion of it. Let's get into our New York portion of this conversation, right? As we travel all the way up to 95, right? And we get into my hometown. We see what's going on in New York. Tell them again. I like that grimy dwelling shit. It just feels like. I thought I heard somebody tripping, hearing voices and shit. All right, so it was a rough football week for New York. It really was, and granted, 2 of the football teams played each other as the New York Jets played the Buffalo Bills. But across the way, you have while the New York Jets were taking on their division rivalries in the Buffalo Bills and still having some quarterback issues, so were the New York Giants as they took on their rivals, the Philadelphia Eagles, right? The best team in the league, the Philadelphia Eagles. And the Philadelphia Eagles showed them that you may be giant, but your arms are still too short to box us. That's really the statement that you got, is that there is a difference in talent, in skills, and they showed it to them. Now, what was also exposed is that the Giants need to get some talent. They need a proper wide receiver. They need to find that ace for Daniel Jones. I think we may have gotten to the point, right, where you look at Daniel Jones now and you could say to yourself, okay, you know what? I have a feeling you could be a quarterback in this league. You could be a comparable quarterback. You could be a good quarterback in this league. Let's see now what happens when you get some weapons, some actually weapons. Now, granted, like I said, that this season, this year was kind of a fluff year for the Giants, Bills, and the Jets, right? Schedule-wise. But so was it for all of our other constituents, right? Philadelphia Eagles, and you see what they're doing with it, right? The Miami Dolphins, you see what they're doing with it. New England Patriots, you see how they're holding on with it. The Jets had I'm gonna start with the Jets. They had a gutsy performance, to say the least, right? I think gutsy may be the perfect word to describe this performance that happened here. Mike White, listen, like you talking about your hard Mike's lemonade, like that's definitely right. Your hard Mike White's lemonade all day long, because Mike White every single week was already being praised by his teammates for his great work, like just for his ability. And I said it's been kind of messed up. It's been crazy how Zach Wilson ended up losing his squad, right? By just basically losing 2 games to Bill Belichick. Sorry, paranoia. Let me make sure this is ready, just in case. We're making a commercial break, just to let you guys know. Let me continue. Mike White, when they say he had a gutsy performance, that really is the only way to describe it, as a gutsy performance. I've never seen somebody take so many spears and still kick out. If Mike White was a wrestler, he'll be champion right now. Like, holy crap. Because he already has the crowd. He has the locker room. And he has to have... That's what I was talking about earlier. If there was anybody in that locker room that was kind of on the fence about Mike White, he had to have won you over. If there was anybody as a fan that was kind of on the fence about Mike White, he should have won you over by now, by that last performance. Oh, man. Mike White, second quarter, takes 2 spears. He throwing the ball, clean hits. Getting ready to throw the ball, knowing I need to throw it, not worrying about what's about to happen, getting the ball downfield. Gets speared. Why would I retract that statement? You have to understand the context of it. See, I don't even know why you texted me. You already know what's going on. I'm on air. Let's talk about it. Texted me. He took 2 spears. One from Bobby Lashley and one from Roman Reigns. And it was when he took the second spear when he was finally like, okay, you know what? I'm kind of down. Because people, if you have to watch the game and realize the timeline. Before he actually goes out with by taking it, he takes another one right before that. And he's just kind of catching his breath. And you can see he just got winded, right? You thought it was possibly like a dirty hitting thing. No, you're like, okay, he got winded. But then he takes another one right after that, and that's the one that puts him out. This is in the second quarter. Joe Flacco comes in, and I can't remember if Joe Flacco's fumbled the ball, or this one almost fumbled the ball, or something like that, or was the next time around. But he sits down for, what was it, 2 series, 2 plays? Comes right back in and tries slinging it some more. We go to halftime, coming in the third quarter. Third quarter comes around. Who else has a spear out there? Next thing you know, Edge comes around and he spears him. It was literally just spear after spear after spear after. And we're talking about crash dummy like impact. You know when you see the crash dummies and they get hit and legs fold that way, arms and body fold this way, you just hit them in the middle and it's just, ooh. That's what that was. They folded him on like 5 different occasions. Caught him again in the third. This time he didn't get back up after one of them hits. He just stayed down there like, oh my god, I gotta shake the shit. I want to shit myself. Oh, I think he hit my kidneys. Oh my god. Oh, there it goes. I'm shitting myself. Oh, I gotta go to the back. I can't walk. Let's go treat my legs. Let's go treat my legs. But the fact that even after almost literally having the shit knocked out of him, he comes back. This is really just one of those times where you just know, you know what? You are literally out here fighting for your life, Mike White. You are fighting for your professional life, Mike White. We get it. Like, we get it. And kudos to you. Don't know how this season is going to end. Don't know who's going to be quarterbacking this team towards the all the way through the season. But I see now why the locker room loves you. And if they didn't love you before, right? What's going on, Sambi? If they didn't love you before, then they gotta love you now. Anybody that ain't loving you now, they're just a hater. Like this is when it's okay to like. Cause sometimes you just have critics, and that's okay to have a critic, right? You got to upshow the criticism, but sometimes you have haters, and this would happen to be if people ain't feeling you after this. This is a bona fide hater. That's what that is. Absolutely bona fide hater. Eyes are closing up on me. And you can deal without. You can deal without Mike White. You. Mike White has earned the respect of literally the entire league. Players and fans, analysts, coaches. Full-blown respect, Richard. And what did he end up saying this already today? You know what? I was able to play with my kids. Like, we wrestled. I was able to do regular household stuff. I'm pretty good. Like, I'm not as bad as I thought I was. I'm not as beat up as I thought I was going to be. Which is the perfectly right thing to say, even if you were beat up. Don't let Detroit. Know if you have any injuries. No. Why? That's literally letting your ops know where your weak points are at. Nah. You keep that tight to the vest, Pimpin. You keep that all the way tight to the vest. You don't let that one get loose. So the New York Jets had themselves a gutsy game. They didn't win. They didn't look like they weren't professional teams like the Giants did with the. Did I just jump the gun? I think I did. But like how the Giants looked with the Philadelphia Eagles, no. Or like how Miami looked. Or like how any of them looked. The game was 20-12. Again, the defense was phenomenal. Phenomenal. And if the offense could just find a way to be consistent, again, you see all these little. Okay, I said a statement before in the beginning of the season, and maybe the beginning of this guy's tenure, and I'm gonna take this back. This feels very Rex-like. Like you're finding hard-nosed running backs, like people off the streets, first-round picks, third-round picks, undrafted. Like this kid, Bam Drake. Man, not damn Drake. Bam Drake. Like these guys that they keep finding is ridiculous. After Breece Hall went down, you thought that it was going to be all woe is me for the Jets. And no, they found a way. And that's part of the reason why Zach Wilson got to sit down, because he's not utilizing these weapons to his maximum ability. At least Mike White is taking these shots. And listen, you could just be in time to have to sit down. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with having to sit down. A lot of your greats did. A lot of the ones that you called the greats and call great right now, or the next generation of greats, they all sat a little bit. It's okay to sit down for a bit. We're going to keep telling you that. We're going to keep consoling you and reminding you that it's okay to sit down. Yeah, Mike White coming at making some great throws. And you just saw the decision-making process, right, being better than what it would have been. It would have been with Zach Wilson. Throwing the ball away, grounding the ball. Like just the little things. You got the pocket. Hey, we throw it at this guy's legs. They rushing at me. We don't have time. Not hold on to the ball. Try to do 8 more moves, and then like, oh, sorry. Held on to the ball too long. Sack. This is why you should be watching. This is why you really should be watching. Man, it was still a bad loss, and the thing that makes this loss even worse is that coming out of the bye week, I told you that my image of success for the Jets was going 500 after the bye week. They've come out that bye week 1-3. Now they very much have the opportunity to finish off these next 4 games 3-1. And the very worst 2-2, but I don't want 2-2 doesn't cut it. 2-2 makes it an unsuccessful season to me. But 3-1, which brings it now, makes you've won 4 games, you've lost 4 games, because that's how you control your destiny, believe it or not. We're gonna talk about that a little bit later. Actually, we'll probably have to talk about that in the beginning of the next hour. 305 to my city. These teams' destiny, as we have exactly a month of football left. 4 games. No more bye weeks. No more place to hide. We come started next week. You're going to start getting games on Saturday, and one of those first games is going to be Jets versus Bills. And I'm lying. Finns versus Bills. Now let's see what happens. So I said it. They could very much lose. This could very much be their third straight loss. The two San Francisco games, right, which wasn't that super cold, and I hope that temperature wasn't an issue for you. But now you go up to Buffalo, where it's definitely going to be cold. Like the Jets just left up there. Like, we're only getting close to being colder, not warmer, anytime soon. So, for the Miami Dolphins, they have to be careful. And the Bills, right? Bills, Jets, things are kind of just, the path is just open for them. The Jets are in a way where they can win 3 out of their next 4 games. We're gonna go over those games, right? Like Saxon, right now the Jets are 7-6, nothing spectacular, but you have little spectacular things happening this season. That's why you can see the specialness of it, right? Where if everybody was healthy, you're talking about possibly having 2 people contending for offensive rookie. Definitely one that would have won it for sure in Breece Hall, right? And also defensive rookie of the year in Sauce Gardner, right? Like, that's how special they've hit this year. Like, you understand, like, this is like the year when the Jets got Mango, and then they end up getting the Brigashaw Ferguson at the same time. And now they're still sharpening steel. You got you get Wilson, right? And Sauce matched up against each other all practice long, if you need to. Just sharpening each other's skills. Getting the best of each other, talking smack. As Garrett Wilson is officially the New York Jet. Hold on 1 second. 1 second. I'll be lolly. I'll be lagagly and thank you. But Garrett Wilson is now officially the New York Jets all-time leader, rookie leader in receiving yards, breaking the 26 year record of one Keyshawn Johnson. Keyshawn as well. Like, that is the kind of special. The only rookie right now I'm putting up better numbers, I think, is Olave for the Saints. Christian Olave? He's the only other one putting up units. And Bryce Hall would have been passing all of them up. But now they got this kid Bam out of nowhere. And you're like, how are the Jets becoming the fortunate ones to find these kind of talents? But now they're in a weird spot, right? Because now they're in the small side of the sand of the hourglass, right? And what I mean by that is that you're not quite sure what the quarterback is, but you have the solid defense, the elite level defense, which means that you need to find a quarterback within 3 to 5 years to take advantage of the defense that you currently have. And this is what's going to make things crazy for the Jets, because that's what's going to put them on the Ferris wheel, because the defense is at a spot where you have to find a comparable quarterback. You can't, especially New York, but you can't waste this defense on trying to develop a quarterback that isn't showing it yet. And that's what the odd thing. And no, we're not bringing the camera. But I wouldn't be against it. I wouldn't be against bringing in Cam. Man, the run towards the end of the season, especially for the AFC East, NFC East, is going to be heart-wrenching. It really is. Like, we are going to lose sleep, fans, over this. There's going to be some hearts broken and a whole lot of smack being talked. But there's going to be some regret here. There really is. Like I said, the Buffalo Bills, they end up being the team that the Jets end up playing, and they waxed us. They really did. Right? And I shouldn't say they waxed us, but there was enough control at no point in time that I think that the Bills were in trouble of losing the game. It was just constantly, can the Jets keep making a game of this until they get lucky? So the Bills ended up winning this game. Like they did. They were the better team.
I'm a man. I'm 40.
Oh, calm down. They were 100% the better team this week. Listen, I think we've split now with them, if I'm not mistaken. So I told you that the Jets would most likely end up losing this game with this. What's going on, P? Yeah, I told you the Jets were going to end up losing this game. Like that's just how these divisions work. All right, Jets won the first one. There was no way that the Buffaloes were going to let us take the second one. The Jets had a comparable quarterback. They would have won this game. That's the crazy thing about this. You put Joe Burrow on this team, and the Jets make it to the Super Bowl. Like that's how crazy this defense is. And we also know that Joe has identified himself as smoking Joe Burrow. He's fully identified himself as one of the top. We want to put him top 3 quarterbacks in the league. Take out all the old heads, right? Like they already got all their roses. Right, they're at the end of their roles, right? Like take out Russell Wilson, take out Tom Brady. I don't even think that you have to worry about Matt Ryan. Take out Aaron. Right, take out all them guys, and I think Joe Burrow has got his way in there to the top 3, top 5. So I know we said that kind of a stretch, but you can get yourself one of the cousins in here, one of Kirk Cousins' cousins, but not Zach Wilson. He's too young of a Kirk Cousins cousin. I mean, I'm not down with KCC. I'm not down with KCC at all. But there's a real chance for the Jets. There's a real chance for the Jets. There's a real chance for the Giants too. Like all of these teams still. That's the crazy thing about Bills are locked in. Like, Bills are fully locked in. Even I shouldn't say even if they lost every game, they still have to win. They still have to basically win every game in this division, or get it to get to 13 wins. That's really what it is. And with the record that they have now sitting ahead of them, they can get to 13 wins. You get to 13 wins, you lock down this division. There's no way you could be caught. You leave it around 12 or 11, which means that you're only winning 1 to 2 more games the rest of the season. I don't see that. I don't foresee that coming at all. Like I said, we're gonna talk about who's left. Right, from 305 to my city, we're gonna talk about who's left and what they and how I see these records playing out. I'm curious if there's a little bit of biasness in here for me. I really do wonder. We are going to talk about at the top of the next hour. We definitely are. Yeah, it was. Yeah, it's been a crazy weekend. The Bills still need. The Bills lose a great defender. They still need. Actually, the Bills needs a running game. Honestly, the Bills still need a running game, but they're still finding ways to win, and they should. And if they continue in the driver's seat, they should be fine. The Giants and the Jets need to win just about every game, and it's kind of possible, kind of, but also kind of not. And then there's still the Finns and the Bucks, as the Bucks are still sitting at the top of their division for no reason. It's crazy that the year that Tom Brady is ass, so is his whole entire division. This is the frustrating thing it used to be being a Jets fan. That no matter what his record was, you couldn't beat it. Like, we were always worse. But you know what? Imagine that. I guess playing the same record, playing the same teams. When you play the same teams, the same opponents, they are able to get to those opponents when you're not. And that's the difference. It's always been a difference. I'm wavy. I am way too wavy. See it. At least the eyes have opened up a little bit. But boy, they read. They'll tell me, y'all, go on to your bed, veteran. Go on to your bed. You rock too much. Go on to your bed. That's why I can stop the show to a blood clot. Go on to your bed. Stop kicking my blood clot. Come. Oh, man. I want to thank everybody in advance that said they'll come out to the podcast. I still got some invites to send out. I'm going to end up doing event invitation as well. I'm going to see if we can get DJ Scepter to come through. That's going to be crucial. Let's see if we can get this one more attempt at greatness for Sharpies. We're going to keep it. This ain't going to be a last attempt, though. Listen, DJ Scepter won't do it. Let's see if Diego will do it. Listen, if I wasn't doing the podcast, I would be DJing at Sharkies on Wednesdays. I swear to God, if I didn't have a podcast, that's what I would be doing. I'll be DJing at Sharkies. I need to learn how to DJ. So that's what. So that way on Tuesdays and Thursdays and Saturdays, that's what I can be doing for my extra dough. But they were like, damn, how much did you pour in here? Enough to get through a 3-hour show. Potentially. Okay, you know what? Whoa. We're going to take a... Okay, you know what's going to happen here? I'm going to pause this. We're going to take a quick break, right? Because we're getting to that time where we have to reset the Podbean calling line. It's just how Podbean have things set up. It's nothing we can do to control it. But while this information is really not going to change much for anybody else, you guys are going to hear a nice little... We're going to take a little Army break. You guys are going to hear a little Army commercial. For everybody that's on Podbean and on the Podbean Live, I wish you guys would call in, but I do appreciate you guys listening. This feed is about to end. If you're familiar with Podbean, you understand what's going on here. This feed is about to end pretty soon. But if you go and look directly into the live area, you'll see another feed reserved for you guys to join. Everybody else, hold tight. We'll be right back. Podbean, go ahead and join the new feed that's going to say live, and we'll be right with you guys in. Listen, we'll be going. It's gonna be just about a minute on the Mighty Sports Podcast. Yeah, we weren't having. There we go. There we go. There we go.
They didn't join this team to win championships or become famous. They joined because there is important work to be done, and only some able to do it.
let's get back with our travels, right? Just going a little 3 or 5 to my city, and if you're a Jets fan, Dolphins fan, Giants fan, ironically, like things ain't over. Like let's stay in New York, right? Because we already took our trip down to Florida already. My whole key to success for the Jets was really revolved after the bye week. Let's go 50-50, right? Go 4-4. You go 500. Then, to me, you've taken care of business. You've done all you can do, and you let the rest just lie wherever they're at. If you make the playoff, if you don't, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna bust your chops for it. It just wasn't your year. You're like, you had 11 wins. Like, what more could you expect? What more can you ask for? Unfortunately, the Jets didn't start off too well, and because they started off 1-3, they don't leave themselves a lot of room for error for the last month of the season, at least in my eyes. Well, now these next 4 games that they have left, they have to win at least 3 of these, and it's possible, and it's super possible. And to be honest with you, it's one of those things that if you do win your 3 games, then you kind of earn yourself that right to go to the playoffs. But let me tell you how the sports gods are good. The scenario that I was asking about, the scenario I was I was over here praying for, right? You know what I was praying for. But I was over here calling for. May actually happen. And that is the very last game of the season may be the game to determine if the Jets make the playoffs or not. Also, if the Dolphins make the playoffs or not. So, like I said, I'm about to say something to you guys, and it could very well be my bias. But I look at these schedules that what we have left. Can I get a little? This is kind of for everybody, so I don't need anything for you guys. Well, it is just rice and peas and oxtail gravy. So the Miami Dolphins, current record right now 8-5. They lose, and I told you guys they could very possibly finish off the season losing 6 straight. They have their next game against Buffalo Bills, right? Which I'm calling a loss. The week after that, when they play Green Bay. Actually, let me go. Where is that game? That may be the key to that one. Is exactly where the Miami Dolphins play in their week 16 game against Green Bay. Because if they're in Green Bay, that's definitely going to let's take a quick look. Let's just pull this one up. It's crazy, guy. I didn't do the ads, right? I didn't do to see Miami Dolphins schedule. Let's pull this up real quick. So, look, Green Bay comes here. Okay. So they play the Green Bay Packers, and that's one of those games. Unless Aaron Rodgers isn't playing, I'm not counting him out. Now, out of all of their games that they have left, this is the one game I'm looking at. Okay, you could definitely win this game. This is the one with the biggest possibility to me. Is the one against Green Bay. The one after that, they play the New England Patriots, right? The 6-6 New England Patriots. So Green Bay's 5, nothing to play for. As I said, if they play they're playing Aaron Rodgers, then there's still a possibility they can win that game. If they're not playing Aaron Rodgers, then is Jordan Love cleared to play? And is he gonna be in the right field mind to want to win this game? Now, see, that's the thing. He could still play spoiler, but it's also his Green Bay traveling to Miami, and not Miami traveling to Green Bay. So, out of all of their games they have left, this is the game that I believe when I look at them, they have the highest probability to win. Now, your next game is against New England Patriots. New Patriots will still also be fighting for their playoff lives as well to see if they can get in. And they'll be 6-6, right? Or they're 6-6 now. Who knows what their record is going to be by then? And I don't have a lot of faith in Tua beating Bill Belichick at the end of the season when things are starting to ramp and matter the most. Because those little games at the end are going to start feeling that game right there, depending on what's on the line, it's probably going to feel like the first playoff game that Tua got a tongue to is going to be playing this year. Check that right now. The second one is going to be against the Jets, and that's who they play right after, the very next week. And that game right there against the Jets could very much well be a win and get in scenario game. See me? Listen, I see two of you as opponents. At least I know who they're gonna finish off the season playing. I also know who they're playing who their next two opponents are. From the looks of it, it can't be in the division. They're not playing we're not playing the Jets. They're not playing us. It'll be interesting. So I honestly see the Dolphins losing every single game until the end of the season. And if they do, they only win one. I'm gonna make sure we put these on the board too. They're only gonna win one. And that one game is probably gonna be against Detroit. And if that's the case, then the Miami Dolphins finish off the season 9-8. See, you can start seeing in a very minute why just going 500 was so important for me as a fan. And that's all I needed, because after that, you just let things lay where they lay. You know how hard it's going to be for New England to catch you? Or for a lot of these teams to catch you. I said for the Bills, it should be a cakewalk. We already told you the Bills have 10 wins right now. They need to get to 13, and they can definitely win 3 out of the next 4 games. They play the Dolphins, who I have them chalked it as a win. They have Chicago. They end up winning that game. And they play Cincinnati, it's the game they'll probably end up losing. And then they play New England to end the season. And like I said, if New England's already starting to ramp it up and starting to make every game feel like a playoff game, then Buffalo's going to end up taking this game. And this is going to be their warm-up game as they get their bye week. So, a lot of beans in there. Red kidney beans, butter beans. So I could very well see the Buffalo Bills finishing their season at 13-4. They do that. They put themselves out of reach of everybody in the division. The team with the best chance to catch them are the Miami Dolphins with 8 wins right now. And they'll have to try to make up that ground. So the first game they would have to win is honestly the game against the Buffalo Bills. That's honestly going to be their first mini playoff game. It's going to be that one. So the Miami Dolphins may be in playoff mode starting from this week. I mean, most teams should. When you start playing on Saturday, you just start feeling kind of playoffy, right? Especially if you're still playing for something. You get that one, right? And then if Buffalo takes another loss after that, then you talk about Buffalo only making it to 12 wins. So let's say they start closing that ground. We're talking about not, man, like I said, the race at the end of the season is going to be ridiculous. The race coming at the end of the season is absolutely ridiculous. Now, you have Jags in there, sprinkled, yeah. Now, for the Jags, they're just trying to get out of their division more than anything else. Right, to see if they can come out there with any glimmer of hope or any possibility. Now, unfortunately for the Jags, I only see them winning one game out of their next four. They play a Texas team that they should probably end up losing to, right? I didn't say Texans, a Texas team. A Texas team, mind you, that's 10-3. If you guys don't know the rules there, I told you we don't talk about that team anymore until Jerry Jones announces racism. They play the Jets, who we have them taking a loss to. They play Houston, who they should most likely beat. And then they play Tennessee. So even at best, you're talking about them getting a 7-10. I mean, Jacksonville is going to have a decent year to start building on because now they can start saying confidently that okay, we can start competing in this league. We could play with these guys. We could not just play with these guys. We could win. We could win with these guys against other teams. Them and Detroit are going to be the teams to look for next year to make it into the playoffs and push two other teams out. But for right now, that ain't the problem. So with the Jags having to take on the Jets and then Houston and Tennessee, yeah, like I said, right now I have them winning one more game, and they'll be finishing their season at 6-11. Like I said, at best I got the Fins finishing their season 9-8, the Bills finishing at 13-4, and then we got the other team in Florida, right? Those rascally Bucks, right? That they just want to win their division, and winning the division is really all they need to do. With one game above 500, they can do that. And it's possible given what's left with them, right? Their record right now, they're 6-7. Over the next 4 games, it's very easy to see them going 3-1. They play Cincinnati, who they probably should lose to, right? They're probably not taking a loss there. When you play in Arizona after that, you see what Arizona has recently looked like. So unless you just look worse than Arizona suddenly, without no Kyler Murray, then you have even bigger problems, right? Like I said, Tampa Bay should end up finishing the season on a 3-game winning streak, beating Arizona, beating Carolina, and beating Atlanta. Neither one of those teams have more than 5 wins. You understand? After they play Cincinnati, the Tampa Bay Bucks won't be playing a team with a winning record the rest of the season, most likely. Like I've been trying to look to see who's his schedule so far, and it is by for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They have the easiest schedule out of all the teams I've mentioned right now to finish out the season. And it's crazy because they have the weakest division. Out of the Jaguars, they're going to have the tied for the second worst record out of the 6 teams we're talking about today from the New York and Florida markets. Tied with the Dolphins. But listen, even with going 3-1 in their next 4 games, we're just talking about 9 wins for the Bucks. Just 9. That's it. Simply on 9. Those double-digit wins matter. They really do. Now, as far as the Giants are concerned, right? I'm gonna say the best for last. The Giants right now have a record of 7-5-1. Now, unless they just decide to do this again with Washington, right, where they tie each other one more time. Actually, let's do that. Let's be funny. Let's call them. Yeah, let's do that. Let's leave that as a possibility, because you'll never know. I have the Giants beating the beating the Water Closet team, right? As both of them had tied for the same record right now, 7-5-1, as they've both tied each other in the past, right? That was the one team. I'm gonna take them to beat them. Now, one crazy thing here, right? I talked about Minnesota earlier. How every game now for Minnesota to me feels as if it could be a primetime game based off what's on the line. Initially, I had the Giants losing to Minnesota, but if they're starting to feel primetime pressure, I may have to give this to the Giants, which is gonna now throw off everything, because I had them beating Indy and losing to Philly, so I had them kind of going 2-2, right, to end this out 9-7-1, but they can very well be 9-7-2 or 9-8-2. What is the number? Let's see. Tying the Washington team to get 2, beating Mini to get 8, beating Indy to get 9, and then losing Philly to get 8. Yeah, 9. So we're talking about 9-8-2, 9-7-1, 8-7-2. Those are my 3 options for the Giants. Nothing else. And that's not enough. That may not be enough for them to do what they need to do, because they have to get to at least 10 wins. And what about getting to that postseason? So do the Jets. Now, I have the Jets winning every game this season, going a perfect 4-4 because it's possible. I'm not just being like blindly retorted. Now, because of them not winning another game in the first 4 games, based off how I have them equating, they can't lose another game, or they only can lose one more game. So in all honesty, I have them really going 3-1. I don't know what a 1 loss is going to be. Maybe against Seattle. But they play Detroit next. I have them beating Detroit, right? They're no joke. And I have them going to Jacksonville and beat. I have them also beating Jacksonville. 2 teams that fight hard, but are just enough to. But it should be just enough for you to be able to get over those humps. Those would be nice, good fights. And in Seattle, the same thing. But they have a record of 7-6 right now. I said right now, Detroit with a record of 6-7. Jacksonville with a record of 5-8. And you have Seattle coming in with 7-6. It's almost like we're going up in tier. And then we finish off the season with Miami Dolphins with a record of 8-8. And if the Miami Dolphins do what we think they were going to do, right? They lose to the Bills, so that brings them to 8-6. They beat Green Bay, so now they're 9-6. They lose to New England, that makes them 9-7. Right? If they're 9-7 when we play them, and that's gonna put us, right? Let's say we beat Detroit, we beat Jacksonville. That's 9 wins. If we lose to Seattle, we're at 9 wins, and we're tied with them now at 9-7. Very last game of the season. And I don't have the Dolphins getting that 10th win. I have us getting, at very worst, we finish off these next games at 10-7. But we very well go 11-6. Listen, if we're by the time we play the Dolphins, we're at 10 wins, we're winning. Or we're winning in life. We've already won the war. We may not win the battle with the Miami Dolphins, but we would have won the overall war. Now the thing about it, if we go into the last game of the season on a 3-game winning with all that momentum, and we lose to the Dolphins, it's gonna hurt so damn bad. And that's gonna be the point. That's not gonna happen here. But that's how I have it looking like. Right? The Bucks finishing at 9-8. The Jags finishing it with 6-11. The Bills finishing around at 13-4. Right? And then these are where the tricky ones come in, where the Dolphins are either going to finish with a record of 8-9 or 9-8. The Giants finishing with a record of 8-7-1 or 9-7-1, or either 8-7-2 or either 9-8-2. Somewhere around there, right? And then the Jets finishing with a record of 11-6 or either 10-7. And if the Jets get to 11 wins, that's guaranteed playoff. But 10, that's when things start to get shaky, because now you would have come below that line I was talking about. Actually, no, I'm lying. That would have put us right at the line I was talking about. Where, okay, let's win half of your games for the season. Let's win half of the games to finish out the year after the bye week. And let's see what happens then. And if we can do that, just bare minimum, be average, then you leave the rest where it's at, because, like I said, that's not a horrible record. We finish the season 10-7. That is success beyond success. The only part we'll hurt is if we lose that last game to the Miami Dolphins. And I've been telling you guys this from the very beginning, and I said this before the bye week, that what I kind of want right now is for this very last game of the season to be meaningful, where the winner between the Dolphins and the Jets goes to the playoffs, another one goes home. So you either go hard or go home. And that's going to be your only two options. And right now, folks, I think we about to go home. I ain't even going to open the club up. I'm really not. I'm not even going to open the club up. What time is it? We got mad time, too. It's getting late. I was going to open up the club for the weekend. But you know what? We'll open up the club another time. All right, we still have... We got Wednesday. And then that way we can include today's person, for Monday Night Football, if anybody from football made it into the club. And that way we're not excluding anybody. We'll get into the MyT boom boom rooms, and there's a room for everybody that booms. Boom, 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 boom. But for right now, folks, listen, I am Tyler Martel with the Mighty Sports Podcast. You know, there's so much stuff to talk about still. Like the World Cup upsets. Neymar getting the record of becoming Brazil's number one bucket getter of all time. Or did he just tie it? I can't remember if he tied it or if he broke it. Shoot. Stunning losses to Argentina, Brazil. Yeah, so it's right now is a very good special time in sports, because we got hockey on right now. We got Olympic soccer, basketball, football, and it's the holidays. You don't get no better. I'm tipsy. I am all the way live right now. But yeah, we'll open up the club next time. Right now, listen. The thing about it, I don't even know if we could. Like, you know how Wednesdays go. You guys need to make sure y'all come. Y'all come catch Wednesday's podcast live. It's definitely always going to be a movie. I go. Listen, I'm already appreciating going to see Bree. You know what I mean? Appreciate Junior coming through. Vic and all them. All the ladies that work there. Rich, happy birthday again to Rich. I like big shout out to him as well. Hey, relax. Excuse me. Well, I think we're gonna keep the club exclusive for tonight. We had a lot of people in the club too. Just to let you guys know. God damn, we had so many people in the club. I forgot all about that. We had 11. We had more than 11 people in the club. We got some rooms in the club. Of course, you guys already know that we got the Mile High room, right? And then we got the 40 and over room. We also, let's give you guys a little preview. I even think you guys understand. We got some new rooms for you guys, right? We got the room 112 where the skilled players dwell. Oh yeah, we got room 112 where the skilled players dwell. Because we have the 40 and over for basketball players. Everybody wants to put up over 40. Well, any skilled player that puts up over 112 yards. Oh yeah, that's the room for them. We had 11 of those. 11. This is why I've been trying to find a decent number. Cause my number was supposed to be 150. Right? Like you really had to show up. Room 112. Just felt so right. The moment it happened, I was like, because 150 is also kind of a lot too. But we are trying to make it exclusive. We got 11 people. That's a lot of exclusivity. That don't sound very exclusive to me. That sounds very wide open. You know what I mean? So we're gonna see. We're gonna see how I feel about room 112. We got the Mile High room for quarterbacks that put up over 350 yards. See, like that room stays exclusive. Like, do we have too many people in the Mile High? Well, if they're putting up 350, let's just figure out this, right? If a quarterback is putting up 350, I mean, he potentially may have two backs in there. But, I mean, that's one of them at 112 and one probably at 163. That's the difference. Do we always want to talk about the 112? We gonna see now. If I keep getting double-digit people in this club, I don't know. I may have to make it a little bit more exclusive. It's too easy to get in. Once you make it easy to get in, and then it loses its luster. And I might as well start charging $20 at the door and give you free drinks when you get geez, what are we doing here? Yeah, no, it's $2,000 at the door and you drink free when you get in. That's how we do it here. You know what? I wouldn't mind it as a big baller club. 2 G's at the door and you drink free. You drink free once you're in. We look past all the nakedness. We look past all the cocaine hookers and all that other good shit. Yeah, fuck that. I know I said I was bouncing, but I told you there was just way too many things still left. Oh, I got my boy Al coming through. Right, Big Al with Freedom Tax. 4397 North State Road 7. Go in there, tell him MyT sent you. You get $50 cash on the spot when you do your taxes. So hopefully he's coming through pretty soon. Man, listen, 500 episode is coming up January 4th. Save it in your calendars. We will be all the way live. I gotta make sure I get some new mixtapes in here for you guys. I swear I got some old stuff that I really just want to break on you. But you know what? I know what I need to do. I need to make sure other playlists are on point. Whose subscription did I just play for? Was it Amazon subscription or did I just play for Spotify? I don't know whose subscription I just played for. Just crazy because I really only got that subscription so I can listen, so I can play it on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays without any interruptions while doing the podcast. I hate having those commercials while I'm pod prepping. I want people to be there, if we can feel like they're not listening to the radio. That doesn't help. Ooh, I think it is Spotify. Because next week, this Wednesday, I am gonna play my motivation-ish. Oh, speaking of motivation, nothing motivates you more to have to end the podcast than the stomach going. Right now, my stomach is doing it. It's looking like Mike White right now. Like I'm just getting hit over and over and being pushed out. Ooh, this is not good. This is not good. This is your boy, Talented Idea. Why this stomach? I'm joking. I am fully joking. Listen, man, we had a good podcast today. I appreciate you guys for listening. Don't forget to like, share, and follow. Hit me up on YouTube. Hit me up on Twitch. Those really matter a lot. More than you guys can ever think. Those really matter a lot. Appreciate you. Merch coming soon. Bree. What else we got for you guys? What else? We got a big week for you guys. Like I said, we're gonna be live at Sharkers on Monday. On Wednesday. Friday we'll be right back here. We're not gonna be missing any days. Just let you guys know that we will not be missing any days for any reason between now and January 4th. Just let you guys know. So there'll be no reasons whatsoever that you're not gonna be able to catch a show from now to January 4th. What's going on, Kev? Because for us to keep that and then keep it at the 500 episode, and we need to make sure we're on point for every episode I build it. We just catching us when we wrapping up right now. Over here again, you guys preparing to give you the schedule for the week. Oh, speaking of the schedule for the week, don't you guys forget. I know you've seen it going on the tickle at the bottom of the screen the whole entire time. Like that's not just there for my liking. But you guys definitely make sure that you go check out Footloose, the musical that's going on, and Nikki Dyken is going to be in there as much as a bunch of other people. Yo, damn it, I haven't reserved my ticket yet. Hey, yo, I'm gonna be vexed because I didn't reserve a birthday party because I was supposed to be going to that, and if that's the case, then I could be just go to the birthday goddamn party. The birthday party is gonna cost me like $90 for the night. Ugh. And it's her birthday, she gonna want shots. Ugh. I'm gonna have to join her. I can't be like that. We're gonna see. If I'm unable to reserve my ticket in time, then that's where I'll be. But then if not, then I'll go watch the day after Christmas or something. All right, folks, we're done here. I think I'm done rambling. I think I'm over all this. We'll open up the club on Wednesday. Don't worry. We'll open up to you guys on Wednesday. We'll have a couple extra people in. Like, there's nobody barely in the 40 and over room. Like Joel Embiid, like he was in there partying by himself. Like, look, I troll you. Nobody's there but me. I give you wrong time. So we gonna give people time to catch up, unless more people get into the club. At least for the 40 and over room. Yo, the Mile High room got enough people in it, right? Like they good, right? And room 112 is definitely popping right now. Like we'll open up the club and we'll tell you about all of the VIP members on Wednesday on the Mighty Sports Podcast. But you know what we say here, right? Continue to transform yourself into the kind of individual that you would want to work for you. I am Talon Doma Taylor of the Mighty Sports Podcast. And can you please play my outro so I can stop rambling?